Namaste students. As you know that we are doing chapter 10 straight lines. In today's lecture, we'll be learning how to find angle between two lines. Whenever we talk about two lines in a plane, either we talk about intersecting lines or parallel lines. Today, let us study the lines in terms of their slopes. Suppose I've taken two lines L1 and L2. L1 and L2, making angle of inclination as alpha 1 and alpha 2. M1 and M2 be their slopes. Then how to find the angle between the lines? We know that angles, whenever we draw intersecting lines, these angles are vertically opposite and they are equal. Suppose two adjacent angles of the lines we have taken theta and phi. Now how to find the value of theta? First of all, when we are saying that m1 is the slope and alpha 1 is the angle of inclination, that means we can write m1 equals to tangent alpha 1, and for m2 slope, for second line, slope is m2 and angle of inclination is alpha 2. That means we can write m2 as tangent alpha 1. Theta plus alpha 1 is equal to alpha. If we use exterior angle property, then we know that alpha 2 is equal to alpha 1 plus theta using exterior angle property. Or we can write theta equals to alpha 2 minus alpha 1. We take tangent both the sides. Tangent theta is equal to tangent alpha 2 minus alpha 1. In order to expand tangent alpha 2 minus alpha 1, we will be using the formula of tangent A minus B. According to that formula, it will be tangent alpha 2 minus tangent alpha 1 upon 1 plus tangent alpha 1 tangent alpha. Tangent alpha 2 is m2 and tangent alpha 1 is m1. So inserting the values, we will be getting angle of inclination as m2 minus m1 upon 1 plus m1 into m2. So what we have obtained? We obtained that the angle between the two lines, two intersecting non-vertical lines, is m2 minus m1 upon 1 plus m1 into m2. Try to find the value of angle alpha. Alpha is linear pair of theta. So we can write alpha equals to 180 minus theta. And if we try to find the value of this angle, tangent alpha equals to tangent 180 minus theta. 180 minus theta. It is lying in second quadrant. In second quadrant, tangent is negative, but touching this axis, so it will remain tangent only. So tangent 180 minus theta will come out to be minus tangent theta. And value of tangent theta we have obtained m2 minus m1 upon 1 plus m1 m2. That means tangent phi comes out to be negative of the values. So what we have seen, if we have obtained tangent theta as positive, then tangent phi will come out to be negative. And in case tangent phi will be positive, then tangent theta will be positive, negative. That means we can write that angle between the two lines can be written as modulus of. We will be covering both plus and minus signs. So we will be learning that angle between the two lines is modulus of m2 minus m1 upon 1 plus m1 into m2. Do one example related to this formula. Here I have taken an example where they're saying if the angle between two lines is pi by 4, slope for one of the lines is half, we have to find the slope of the other line. Let theta be the acute angle between the two lines and m1 and m2 be the slopes. Let theta be the acute angle between the lines and m1 and m2 be the slopes. m1 is the slope of first line and m2 be the slope of second line. What we have learnt? Formula. We learned that the angle can be obtained using formula modulus m2 minus m1 upon 1 plus m1 m2. What values are given in the question? Angle means theta is given to be pi by 4 and m1 is given to be half. m2 we have to obtain. Now putting these values in the formula, tangent pi by 4 equals to m2 will keep like this only, minus half 1 plus half into m2. Tangent pi by 4 means tangent 45. Tangent 45 is 1. So we'll be writing 1 is equal to mod m2 minus half upon 1 plus half m. 1 equals to mod of this value. So we'll be removing this mod. This 1 can be plus 1 or minus 1 because without the mod this value can be plus or minus both. So we can have 1 equals to m2 minus half 1 plus half m2 equals to 1, or it can be equals to minus 1. We can have both the values. So firstly solving this one, cross multiplication, we get m2 minus half is equal to 1 plus half m2. Interchanging the position, m2 minus half m2 and 1 plus half. So we obtain half m2 equals to 3 upon 2. So we have obtained the slope of other line as 3. If we solve this part, cross multiplication, m2 minus half is equal to 1 minus 1 minus half m2. Interchanging the position, m2 plus half m2 minus 1 plus half. So we will be obtaining 3 by 2 m2 and here minus half. 2 and 2 got cancelled. Shifting 3 to that side, we will be getting slope as minus 1.3. That means in case angle between the two lines is 45 degree, then either the value of slope of other line can be 3 or minus 1 upon 3. 3 or more than 3 points lying on the same line are called collinear points. So if we are given 3 collinear points, that means they will be lying on the same line and the angle of inclination made by these 3 points with the x-axis will be same. Line joining PQ and line joining QR will be forming same angle of inclination. That means the slope is same. So whenever we are given that points are collinear, we will be using the concept that slope of PQ is same as slope of QR. I've taken an example where 3 points are given, P, Q, R. P is having coordinates HK, Q is having coordinates x1, y1, R is having x2, y2, and we have to show this relation, we have to prove this relation. First of all, they are saying that the points are lying on the line, that means points are collinear. So, slope of PQ. P, Q and R are collinear. Therefore, slope of PQ is equal to slope of QR. Finding slope of PQ. Y2 minus Y1 x2 minus x1. Whenever we solve, if we have to solve this relation, we will be calling it as x1 y1 and this will be x2 y2. In case we have to find this slope, then this will become x1 y1 and this is x2 y2. And slope between QR, y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Just look at the relation which we have to prove. Here they have taken h minus x and k minus y1. That means they have taken minus common from these points. So if we take minus common, we will be having k minus y1 upon minus h minus x1 is equal to y2 minus y1 upon x2 minus x1. Minus got cancelled. So by cross multiplication, we will be saying k minus y1 into x2 minus x1 is equal to h minus x1 into y2 minus y1. Isn't it the same which they wanted us to prove? So hence proved. Example that I have taken, here they have given us a graph of time and distance showing linear motion. When initially the journey is not being started, the position of the distance is 2 units. After 3 units of time, the distance became 8 units. How will be time and distance related at point R? They are asking us to find the relation between distance and time. As you can see that this is linear motion. That means all 3 points P, Q and R are lying on the same line. That means slope of line PQ will be same as slope of QR. Slope of PQ. Y2 minus Y1 upon x2 minus x1. So we obtained 6 upon 3, that is 2. Now slope of Q and R. Y2 minus Y1 upon x2 minus x1. Now using condition of collinear points, we will be saying as P, Q and R are collinear. Therefore, 2 slopes will be equal, means d minus 8 upon t minus 3 is equal to 2. Cross multiplying, d minus 8 d t is equal to 2 into t minus 6 plus 8. So t is equal to 2t plus 2, taking 2 common. So here we have obtained the relation of distance with time. Whatever the time is, if you add 1 to it and multiply the answer with 2, you will get the distance.